Good morning, lecturers. Today we are going to present our Architecture and Urbanism Assignment 1 group exercises. Firstly, we are going to present the URA Plan Site Analysis. This area features a wide range of users, mostly commercial and hotel-related, along Singapore's civic district. This combination supports its development into a 24/7 mixed-use district. Commercial zones are found closer to MRT stations, such as the City Hall MRT and the Esplanade MRT, while recreational spots like the Esplanade and the Singapore Flyer are located near the waterfront to take advantage of open space. Hotels are placed between civic and commercial areas for greater accessibility to both. Along the waterfront, buildings are lower with wide pedestrian walkways to preserve views and promote walkability. Moving inland, we see a mix of conserved shophouses and taller towers like hotels and offices, creating varied spatial experiences along the streets and walkways. Building heights are controlled to protect important views towards greenery and heritage sites like the War Memorial. Taller buildings are usually set back from the street, with active users like shopping at the lower levels. For example, Raffles City combines a shopping centre with office towers above. Nearby, heritage buildings like the Raffles Hotel and Chimes add historical character and contrast. Building ages vary by location. Near monuments and conserved areas, the ages are kept at the human scale, that is around 2 to 4 stories. In contrast, the city core uses taller 6-story podiums. Some buildings match full height to act as landmarks and signal a change in the urban environment. Conserved buildings are spread throughout the modern city area to bring heritage into the heart of the CBD area. Key landmarks include St. Andrew Cathedral, the Civilian War Memorial, Raffles Hotel, and Chimes, all of which contribute to the area's identity and memory. This area uses AGUs, which is activity generating users, to bring life to spaces at different times of the day. One example is Funan Mall, which mixes tech retail, dining, co-working, and arts. Raffles City combines shopping, hotels, and transit, attracting people throughout the day. Esplanade brings in performance arts, public events, and open spaces that cater to diverse groups. This is a section to show the activity generating users between Chimes and Raffles City. Chimes, a conserved historic complex, is now home to restaurants, bars, and event venues, making it a vibrant social hub, especially in the evenings and on the weekends. It regularly hosts weddings and private functions, adding life to the courtyards and walkways. In contrast, Raffles City is a high-density commercial and retail complex that attracts a steady flow of workers, shoppers, and commuters.
Here we see the night lighting conditions around the site. The yellow areas on the map highlight zones with significant light illumination, supporting both functionality and ambience. Night lighting across the site enhances its distinct urban character, such as soft lighting for a cultural feel, bright lights to energize its commercial space, and soft, warm ambient lighting that highlights its heritage. This map shows greenery in green, public spaces in red dots, and the Raffles City boundary in blue. Key green areas like Esplanade Park and the Civilian War Memorial add shade and relief. Major public spots include Suntec Fountain Plaza and the Greek Theatre, supporting local interaction and events. Around Raffles City, open green spaces bring nature into the busy city. One key area is War Memorial Park, located just southeast of Raffles City. It features a large grassy lawn and tall trees, creating a peaceful place where people can relax. This open space also highlights the War Memorial itself, giving it a calm and respectful setting. These public green areas make the city feel more open, balancing out nature and urban life. Outdoor refreshment areas, shown in the smiley icons, support alfresco dining in public and green spaces. Key spots near Suntec Plaza, the Greek Theatre, and the waterfront promenade help activate these areas and extend public use into the evenings. Moving on to roofscapes. So roofs are often called the fifth elevation. They're a visible part of the skyline and should complement the building's overall form. In this area, these rooftop zones are carefully screened and covered to maintain a clean, cohesive roofscape. Some roofs also serve as an accessible green space, promoting relaxation and biodiversity. Where possible, solar panels are integrated to generate on-site renewable energy, enhancing sustainability. The area offers a mix of underground, surface, and integrated car parks within malls and office towers, with short-term drop-off zones near key destinations like hotels, theatres, and shopping entrances. Traffic flow varies across the site. Red zones near Suntec City face peak hour delays, yellow zones near Raffles City experience minor congestions, while green zones like Bras Basah Road and Esplanade Drive remain smooth during off-peak times. This slide illustrates the layout of works within road reserves, showing various elements such as the covered walkway, landscaped area, green buffer, and sidewalk widths. It highlights the spatial arrangement and designated zones for infrastructure and greenery alongside the road. This area is well connected. There are 4 MRT stations with multiple lines, making train travel very easy. Underground walkways link key spots like City Hall, Funan, and Esplanade, so getting around on foot is easy. The road branches out nicely, helping with traffic flow, and makes more AGUs accessible. Plus, bike rentals like City Scoot near Esplanade and Marina Bay help connect hotspots like Chimes and Raffles Place.
Next, we move on to the former site analysis of Raffles City. In June, the hottest month of the year, and at the hottest time of the day at 12 p.m., there is a high average air temperature at about 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. This is caused by the high humidity and high solar radiation found in this area. There's a high amount of heat stress at both roof and ground level. This is because of the urban heat island effect. Even though there are trees, they only provide temporary shade and do not decrease the general thermal discomfort. In January, which is considered the coldest month of the year due to its high rainfall, the average air temperature is only slightly lower than in June at about 27 degrees Celsius. The humidity levels and solar radiation levels are still high. This proves that urban heat island effect is a main factor in influencing the microclimate of the Raffles City area. Due to the urban heat island effect, architectural interventions must apply for year-round effectiveness. Rooftop greenery and street-level greenery could help to decrease the temperatures in these areas and provide thermal comfort to their users. Water features such as fountains could help to decrease temperatures through evaporation and allow for further increase in thermal comfort. Lastly, using pervious materials to allow for reflective surfaces and also using shading devices helps to decrease heat. Moving on to sun hour analysis, the simulation shows that high exposure areas at roughly 8 to 9 hours are mostly received on the rooftops, upper floors, and open areas, while shaded zones remain consistent across the year due to the tall shadows caused by the buildings. Low exposure areas are typically found near the north facades, while moderate exposure areas are typically in the semi-shaded facade levels or street level zones shielded by adjacent structures. In conclusion, the distribution of sunlight is uneven throughout the year due to the high-rise, dense morphology of Raffles City. Thus, solar patterns and balancing solar gains and shadings should be considered when coming to designing the places in this area. Facade design should integrate shading devices or reflective materials to ensure that sun-facing facades reduce heat gain. This is recommended on all facades due to the high-rise nature of Raffles City, which leads to uneven sun exposure throughout the year. Cooler zones should also be used for user-centric functions, as they provide natural shading for people to enjoy seating in. By leveraging on the high sun exposure found on the roof of about 12.1 hours, solar panels and green roof systems could be added in to power the building sustainably and also to reduce temperatures in the building. By making use of building orientation that causes natural shading in certain areas, public spaces could be created at pedestrian level. As for site analysis, predominant winds usually come from the north, south, and southeast directions. Due to the morphology of Raffles City, there are gaps in spaces in between the buildings that allow for accelerations of the wind to be kept at speeds of a moderate range. However, these areas tend to be windier, especially to the users. Due to the decreasing height of the surrounding buildings and the presence of open spaces, the southeast winds are the main prevailing winds that penetrate and hit Raffles City due to their less obstructed paths. Good daylight zones with high daylight potential are usually at upper floors of the taller buildings with unobstructed views to the surroundings. Meanwhile, moderate to poor and very low daylight zones are usually found in areas that are of low rise and in densely packed areas. Good daylight zones facing the south are usually those that receive the most consistent sunlight. However, they may face glare issues and also need external shading to decrease overheating. Meanwhile, facades on the northern areas usually need more artificial lighting due to the lack of natural sunlight. For recommendations, where VSC is high, meaning that the sunlight reaches these buildings the strongest, external shading should be added to prevent overheating. This includes the roof, which experiences 68% VSC. Courtyards, like wells or gaps, could be built into these areas to improve sky visibility, especially since the lower levels of these areas are consisting of shoppers. In the areas that are shaded, using large or tall windows or light shelves or even setting back the upper floors could bring daylight deeper into these rooms. Where this is not possible, artificial lighting could be included.
This is week 3.2 Urban and Massing Design Improvements. This is the first proposal we have made on the Heritage Natural Trail. It is an extension to the planned 6-kilometer historic green trail with a bicycle network to bring in a wider range of visitors for a vibrant and mixed-use downtown city core. Aligns with the URA's plan for a 24/7 vibrant mixed-use CBD, it brings in visitors to underappreciate the historical landmarks, for example, War Memorial and various heritage and cultural landmarks, encourages appreciation of both natural and Singapore heritage. A revamp of Esplanade Park into a vibrant public space with the public markets as well. So this is the plan view for the heritage trail. Yeah. Next, followed by massing design improvements. So firstly, the central atrium in commercial shopping center, we decide to add in this as it encourages wind flow and pedestrian flow from proposed heritage natural trail. The central skylight welcomes in the natural daylighting throughout the day and opens out the views to the War Memorial for cultural appreciation. Next, followed by the roof level changes. So opening at the bottom of JW Marriott Hotel, it opens a view towards city skyline, allows for airflow from the strong southeast wind to wind through the roof level. So it increases thermal comfort due to ventilation, which reduces the high heat stress found on the rooftop areas. So here is a view of it. Here is the rooftop and floor level greenery, overall view as well. So vegetation to be grown on areas with high sun exposure. It receives the most sun hours to facilitate the effective plant growth and also helps in reducing the high heat stress found in this area by decreasing temperatures. It creates a vibrant cityscape with the introduction of more greenery. Greenery, especially on rooftops, helps to reduce temperature in buildings by nearly 5 degrees Celsius. Here's the massing analysis. So firstly, start off with sun hours. The atrium interior received more sunlight on the southwestern walls, 3.7 hours, compared to the northwestern side, which only has 0.2 hours. As a result, the floor level greenery in the northwestern area may struggle to grow due to insufficient sunlight. So to address this, first we can install the light wells lined with the reflective materials to channel natural light deeper into the building. And second, we can apply reflective finishes to walls in low light areas to help to bounce and distribute available sunlight more efficiently. And thirdly, we can zone the northwestern area for shaded rest spots and public shopping spaces instead. And followed by wind analysis. So here's the analysis of the strong southeasterly wind proposed versus the existing. So wind penetrate through into the lower levels of Raffles City. It's improved in the proposed design, enhancing the potential for natural ventilation. However, wind speed decreases deeper into the building due to unidirectional wind entry in the proposed scheme. The proposed is 0.3 to 3.4 meter per second versus the existing is 0.4 to 3.4 meter per second. To address this, we can open out more sides of the building to allow wind to flow from and into many directions for effective cross ventilation, and also adjust the shape of the atrium to funnel in the airflow more efficiently.
So this is our final general 3D site model. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope that you have a very nice day.